Hey everyone! This is Katie, and that's Adam, and this is Stop
Fireside Chat.
Oh, good job! So, we're just trying we don't have a guest on tonight, but we're trying the headphones on just to see if it's better sound. So let us know what you think. No, you don't think so?
You're in rare form.
I am in rare form. So I curled my hair today, and now...
Is it because of the green grass?
Oh, might be. It's nice weather, green grass, outside. But I curled my hair today, and now it's just a mess of humidity. But I cannot complain because I'm so excited that
the April showers are here?
Yes.
Bringing May flowers?
Yes. Our youngest and I went outside, and we looked. Hey, Tom, how are you?
Hey, Tom.
We looked, and there was signs of life, signs of spring in our flower garden, and I was so excited. Made me really happy. Are you mourning the loss of winter?
I am. I see signs of life in winter.
It's great.
I'm
so happy for you.
There's signs of life even when apparent death is around.
Oh, honey, that's profound and quite fitting for Holy Week, which is a great segue into what we're going to talk about, which is there something in your marriage that needs resurrecting? Right?
You had to think about what you were going to say.
No, I was just trying to say it nicely. I don't know.
Okay.
But before we get to that, glad you are having a better day today, Tom. So before we get to what we're going to talk about...
Or is he saying the sound is better?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't either.
Don't
if you're
assume.
having a better day, that's great, Tom. If the sound is better, that's great too.
Just maybe let us know which one. So, last week, we had Karen and Todd Eamon on our show. I hope that you enjoyed that. We got great feedback. Some people are saying how it really helped them. And I know for us too, definitely putting those things into practice of, realizing each other's reactions could be coming from a place we don't understand or we don't yet know because we haven't discussed it. But there's such good content on last week's show, so be sure to check that out. And we did a giveaway of Karen's book, which is called Keep Showing Up. And I think the subtitle is How to Stay Crazy in Love When Your Love Drives You Crazy, which I know nothing about, right? Right? You never drive me crazy, or I never drive you crazy, right? Lies, all lies. Indeedy. So, the winner for she and the friend she tagged in a comment is, I believe this is how you say it, Andrea Barilla, or it could be Andrea. It could be Andrea Barilla, or it could be Andrea Barilla. It could be either one, or maybe a different combination.
Neither of those.
So, Andrea, congratulations to you. I will message you to get your address, and you will get a book in the mail for you, and then your friend will also get a book. So that's super fun.
Hi,
hey, Erin, how are you? I'm going to totally embarrass my friend right now.
We were just talking about our friend Erin today.
We were, and I'm probably going to embarrass her, but she used to be my roommate in college, and she is helping me out and getting all of our Hammock Time and Fireside Chat videos up on my YouTube channel. It is tedious work that makes me want to gouge my eyes out. But Erin is doing it, and so let's give props to Erin. We're so thankful. And hey, Connie, how are you doing? So earlier today, I did a half an hour Facebook Live.
I started to watch it.
And it was too long?
I had to go, but I intended to finish watching it.
That's just because you think I'm cute.
I do, and it's hard not to comment on your cuteness.
Anyway, so I did a Facebook Live with tons of book recommendations, and Connie Elbers, who is on here, was one of the books I was talking about, Parenting Beyond the Rules, so be sure to check out that video. Mm-hmm. Hey, Ruann, how are you? Pause for just a second. So I was talking about... Ruann's
I've never met a Ruann.
Really?
Before.
Do you not know the Marshalls? You might. You just don't know. But, Ruann, I was talking about Jess Archer's memoir, Finding Home with the Beatles, Bob Dylan, and Billy Graham. if I said the title right. It was so interesting, and it made me miss you guys and think about childhood and nostalgia and all of that sort of thing. And one more thing. So, on the blog today, my friend Kristen Funston, who is lots of fun, her husband's a professional bike rider. Did you hear that part? She said, I didn't know your husband rode bikes. And I said, for fun. It's for fun.
It's for fun.
Is that from Nacho Libre?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Nacho Libre? Oh, makes me laugh a lot.
What's your favorite part?
I like when he says, what's the sidekick's name? Steven, do you remember that one time when I used all my strength to rip my blouse? That's my favorite. What's your favorite part?
That's good. Probably when he says, when you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants in your room. It's for fun.
Which is the quote we just said. Yeah. Okay, great. Not creepy, but great, fun. But my friend, Kristen Funston, has written a book called More for Mom, Living Your Whole and Holy Life. And she's funny, too. She's got funny things in there. And serious things in there. The whole shebang. So, she's on the blog.
Every time you say shebang, you know what makes me think of?
Shebang.
A Ricky Martin song.
When she moves, she moves. Always trying to make this a musical. But anyway, I interviewed Kristen on the blog, and you can learn more about her book, which would be a great Mother's Day gift for yourself or the mother in your life or the mother figures in your life. Any other thing to declare?
I do not declare anything.
Okay.
Other than your beauty.
How about your love for me? Okay, told you, rare form. Right before I got on, I told him, like, I'm going to be in rare form. I can just tell.
These are the times where I just sit back and enjoy.
Not always. I was trying to talk in a Russian accent last night, and he wasn't super amused. But anyway, so.
If you would have kept it serious.
Right. Anyway.
It would have been fun.
Okay. So, back to the title of the show is there something in your marriage that needs to be resurrected? Maybe it's hope. Maybe it's, what's something in someone's marriage? Their love life?
That is.
Between them?
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I read this article. I have to preface it because it was an article about marriage and how, you know, some things that you can do to kind of recapture some things that you had at one point in your life. And it's talking about how we get busy in life and unfortunately some people drift apart the longer that they're married, especially if you have kids, and you kind of forget who you were when you first got married. Hi, Janita. Say hi to your husband for me. Kind of forget who you were and, you know, the memories you had when you were kind of young and everything was exciting.
As a couple?
Yeah. You know, like when you first started dating or whatever like that. And the title of the article was called something like, Your Husband Needs a Girlfriend.
Oh.
And
meaning
like
your wife.
One of the first lines there is, hint, it's you.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and so that, but trying to, it was getting at, you know, hey, you know, remember when you used to, you know, sneak hold hands in church, you know, so no one would notice, or you're crossing your arms and holding right here, you know, never did that.
Oh, sorry, messy house. Sorry about that.
Messy house, dead mouse.
Literally. Don't want to talk about it.
And you know, or you'd you'd sneak a kiss, you know, when no one was looking,
right.
And you know,
lightheartedness.
Those googly eyes, yeah, just the lighthearted, like flirting or
sorry. No, give me your best googly eye.
You know, that sort of thing, and so anyways, like your husband, you know, you need a girlfriend, or your husband needs a girlfriend, or you need a boyfriend. But
Meaning
it's your
yourself.
spouse. Yes, we can't
Right.
stress that enough.
I know, but what if someone just
Yeah.
listened
Yeah.
to that part?
Well, but anyways, then they should listen to the whole thing. But anyways, that sort of thing, that kind of youthful love, that excitement, that the rush when she walks past you and grazes your hand with hers, and that sort of thing. So
That's
what
good.
would you call that?
Like flirting with your
love,
spouse?
flirting, yeah.
Yeah, and I think lightheartedness comes to mind because it's
because
easy
you
to get. Go ahead.
The responsibility of life and kids and jobs and ministry and all those things
I don't know what
kind
you're
of
talking
go,
about. But
can really I don't know, suck the joy out of life sometimes.
So
how do you do that?
well, I think our friends Leah and Eric, they have date night almost every week. They have I said this word twice today, slew. Is that the right word? A
Don't know what
slew or slew? A large amount, a big number
Okay.
of offspring. And yet they still make it a priority. And I was just thinking today, we need to, like, we were doing well, not doing well, doing well.
We go through seasons.
Yeah,
We do well, we don't do well. We do well, we don't do well.
with dates.
With dates, yes.
So, anyway, but just that I remember, I think it was your mom actually was saying how when she and her husband, my father-in-law, right? It sounded weird how I said it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if it was all through growing up or not, but tried to get away twice a year. Once I think would just be like an overnight to a hotel, and another would be like a longer weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just the two of them without
yeah,
the
and they were
when
saying,
they were able to.
When they- yeah, when-
as we got to the age, an age where they could leave us, or
right. I'm sure there's lots of shenanigans. But anyway, she was saying especially
some of your husbands were involved in some of those shenanigans.
So, she was just saying that from a woman's perspective, it's really important too for the woman, especially if you have kids at home, you've got a busy job, to get out of your ordinary routine. And we found this to be true. It can take a little bit to unwind from that, but I know for us, like when we're in kind of that vacation mode, even, or we just go to a wedding, it's just the two of us, or something like that, like it kind of helps you. Is that your googly eyes? Rekindle
That was my hint eyes.
About what?
Getting away.
Okay.
No, but it's the same idea. It's the
Yeah.
same idea. We were in camping ministry for a lot of years, and it's the same idea there. The value of camp is getting people out of their normal, everyday routine, their normal environment, putting them in a different environment. And like you said, sometimes it takes a couple days to unwind and really relax. And it's the first and second nights sometimes, or the nights that we have all the I want you to call my mom so I can go home type stuff. And
Are you saying that people fall in love at camp?
yes, they do.
Hey, what would that mean?
But after, if we can get kids to hang on for that first and second night, after that it's awesome. And and it's the same way kind of with vacation. You go, okay, it might take a couple days or getting away to unwind and really be able to kind of let everything else go, and then after that, life changing.
So what if you can't get away for several days? What advice do you have for people that either financially they can't, schedule-wise?
Expedite the process. Take a couple hours to unwind.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, it might just take more intentionality. And
yeah, but I think
but important.
yes, if there's not a lightheartedness in your marriage, if it just, and again, there's extenuating circumstances. Always hear us say that, but how could you rekindle, resurrect some of that lightheartedness? So, Yes, people do fall in love at camp. You know, one of Adam's brothers fell in love with his now wife on a mission trip, and the first rule was not to fall in love with anyone, and they broke it. But we are thankful that they broke that rule because it served us all well.
Mm-hmm.
But what's some other things that might need to be resurrected? I think sometimes, can I say something?
I don't know.
Okay.
What are
I
you
think
gonna say?
sometimes, I would say like patience and compassion. Like I think, you know, men and women are different. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But it can be a frustrating thing sometimes. And, you know, and it might not be the woman. Maybe the guy cries more in your relationship. But just being compassionate towards people. The other day I had a slight tantrum, if you will. What do you want to call it? Where I was just saying to Adam, like, I just want to, like, be able to be myself and not that he's making me feel this way, but I was just lamenting. Not be perfect. Like, if I forget something or I'm in a bad mood or I'm late, just that it's not an excuse for all those things, but just to be loved as I am. If I fall asleep in a movie, right, I had a little tirade, right? But I think sometimes, or compassion, you know, our situation is, you know, I work from home and Adam works outside the home. I need to be more compassionate when he gets home, that I'm not, like, dumping all my frustrations from the day, like, oh, I can't believe this kid did this and this happened at work. It's like to be compassionate and patient and give him some time to unwind instead of unloading or vomiting, if you will. Right?
Okay.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I'll take it.
What do you guys think? What are some things that might need to be resurrected? You know, I was thinking we have a friend and faithful viewer of the show that is expecting, made it the announcement. Did you see that?
I didn't, but I heard about it.
And she's so tired. She's, you know, pregnant and tired, and whether you're pregnant or not, there are things...
Why is she tired, though?
Oh, compassion. Everyone needs compassion. Right?
The kindness of the Savior.
So, anyway, you know, sometimes when, whatever the season is, where you're feeling exhausted, maybe you're dealing with a medical situation, it's like energy would be something that would be resurrected. But what do you do if you're in a season where that's just out of reach? Any advice?
Stick with it, it won't last.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, maybe getting creative, too. Maybe you don't have the energy to go out on a date, but maybe you can, I was going to say watch Netflix and chill, but the young kids think that means something different. So, but, you know, maybe you watch a movie on the couch and you cuddle and get takeout. You know, like that there's...
That's what they're calling it these days.
Now I've lost my train of thought. I'm just saying there's ways to adapt, is what I was trying to say. Right?
Yeah, being able to adapt is a good thing.
That is a good thing. Any other thoughts about resurrecting things in your marriage? I think last week the Emans were talking about, and we talked about this a little bit, is resurrecting hope in your marriage, too, by trying to believe the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that just because your spouse does something that drives you nuts or feels insensitive, like, it's likely they're not trying to be a jerk or a wench or whatever word
and
you would
trying
like
to get to the, you know, in a graceful way, trying to get to the heart of the issue. Like, you know, maybe they had a bad day and they don't want to be grumpy and short and pushy and naggy and whatever. I'm not talking about you.
You're just looking at me for inspiration.
That's why I didn't want to look at you. But I'm trying to. We're having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Convo, some might say. Sorry, carry on.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm glad.
Okay, let's So we hope that you guys have a great Easter. And maybe take some time. We'll pray here at the end. We always make our guests do that, but then we don't really do that. So maybe that's a good thing. It is a good thing. It's not maybe a good thing. But I'm going to share something. I shared it earlier on my video, and I hope this is okay to share, but my friend Abby McDonald has a book coming out next year, and she has she has lots of great things in the book, but one thing, and hopefully I'm not misquoting it, she says, prayer is an embrace. And that stopped me in my tracks, because I was thinking, if your spouse is at work, or you're at work, you're apart, maybe your spouse is deployed, your prayer is like an embrace, like when you can't physically do that. It's sending love to them, right? And interceding on their behalf. And it's a way to love someone.
When you're praying for someone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry, did I
was just not tracking.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, when you're praying for that person, maybe
it shows care and love.
Yeah, it shows care and love, and it's a way, it shows that prayer is actually doing a lot, And I won't tell the example she gave, but basically they had a hard thing with a loved one, and so she and her spouse couldn't be together, but she said, her prayers could be that embrace until they actually could embrace, of just that connection, with the Lord and with each other. And I thought that was super powerful, and I'm like, so why wouldn't I want to offer that embrace to my loved ones? That's the best kind of embrace I can offer, right? Is to talking to God about what's going on in my marriage with my loved ones. And I thought that was quite profound. Thank you, Abby McDonald.
Thank you, Abby.
So maybe, for me, I was confessing to the Lord today, I have not been faithful I've not been faithful in prayer for this guy and my kids. And it was I was convicted, if I'm not praying for them, who else is? And not to heap on guilt, but just to remember, I don't want to neglect my post with prayer.
Nehemiah.
Yes.
What would the feminine way to say Nehemiah be?
What do you mean?
Nehemiah.
Maya? Our friends had talked about, okay, never mind. Sidetrack. So, I'm Katie. This is Adam. Thanks for joining us for this episode of Stop Fireside Chat. And
said you were going to close in prayer.
I am, after one thing. So, we're lining up some great...
We did the closing before.
I know, sorry. It's kind of like a pastor, they just keep going. Not just you. But, or it's like the Lord of the Rings movies where they were trying to close that last one.
It was 6 endings.
6 endings.
Or like in the last Star Wars movie where they had the chance to kill off Princess Leia 15 times and they didn't.
Right. Hey, Kristen. Okay, so I totally lost what I was going to say. So that's probably good for all, right? Well, dear Lord, we just thank you for all those tuning in, and we just pray that if there's something in people's lives, in their marriage, in their relationships that needs to be resurrected, that you would just bring that to light. Forgive us for not being more prayerful, God. What an opportunity to show love to others and faith and trust in you. Just pray that you would resurrect lightheartedness, that you would resurrect people's love lives if that's what they need in their marriage, or hope, or prayer, or any of these things. God, thank you for being patient with us and compassionate towards us. Thank you for giving all for us on the cross and rising again, that we can live with hope in this life and for eternity. In Jesus' name, amen. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. And, this is what I was going to say. Is we have some great, yes, that we are lining up for you starting in May. I'm beside myself giddy. So if you have any suggestions, go over to the Hammock Time Hangout Hub. It's our group, kind of behind the scenes. And I don't know what accent that was.
For our roadies and our groupies.
Okay, I think groupies has a bad connotation. I could be wrong. But anyway, all y'alls I said earlier, which is obnoxious.
Hi, Kate.
Anyway, so give us some suggestions of guests because we've got some locals, I think. I've invited some locals. They haven't responded back.
Somebody might be a good guest.
Yes, Kate, here's looking at you. And we've got some very well-known people and everybody in between, too. So we're super excited. So we do this for you guys, and we hope you enjoy it.
I just saw today that one of our guests is taking a social media sabbatical.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Have to tell me more about that.
One of our high-profile guests.
Oh, yeah? All right. Well, take care, everyone. See you later.
Bye.